Hi, very good morning. Jim from Astor. I'm just a tiny speck of blue dye in a billion gallons of water. You would hardly recognise me. This is the battle that we've got. 98.5% of the people are oblivious to what is taking place right now. But we're not just talking about pole shift. The magnetic North Pole migrating for the first time in, if we're on excursion times, 12,000 years. If we're on completed reversals, 780,000 years. These are big numbers, guys. 780,000 years is a big number. That's 750,000 years. And everything in our world right now is trying to pacify us, take us off the path of truth. And I'm like you. I do subscribe to other YouTubers, Canadian Prepper. I listen, even though I don't like the guy, and I really don't like the guy because I knew him when he was nothing on YouTube, talking about suspicious observers. But you know what? I still occasionally watch his videos. But you know what I can't help doing? Taking a look in the description and seeing, people like suspicious observers, the Canadian Prepper, David Devine, and David Murillo, who else? We could just go on naming these people, all with their own little agenda, and it's pseudo-science. Like, that recent guy, we give credit to, and then we found out, he was stabbing us in the back. But all you need to do is look in their description and ask yourselves, what do they want from you? Canadian Prepper is just like an over-example. Everything he's doing is promoting a business. Just like the majority of people on YouTube. You need to wake up to this, because this is a trend that has been set a long time ago. We can go back to the Romans. Is some honest truth for you right now, and you can take it or leave it. The Roman Empire collapsed because they ran out of gold, because their currency was solid gold, a real currency. What we have today is a promise on a note, and the mongrels are just letting us down left, right and centre on that promise. If it was a promise to pay the bearer, why would it devalue over time? Ask yourself that question. So the real currency is gold. If you hold gold, you know what? You hold a currency. And I don't care what anyone says, even in this day and age, you can exchange a quantity of gold for anything you want. No one will turn you down if they have got a bit of grey matter in their head. Because gold is one of the rarest commodities on our planet, and it is still, to this day, a currency. So if you hold gold, all's good. I'm going to say something. We face a lot of threats, don't we? With climate right now. And, for you right now listening to this, I assume you've got internet, your router's working, and, you've probably got prospects, future plans and this, that and the other. But, equally, right now, as we speak, people are living in the dust in our world, whilst one side of the world has all the technology, all of the care, and at the other side of the world, people have dust on their shoes and nothing else. And people I know in Afghanistan have sold their children at 9 years old to get them through the winter. Just think about that. That's the world which we've got in our hands right now. And when you look at these pictures that I'm showing you right now, this is the universe. We are a speck in that universe, one tiny dot. And when you zoom into our solar system, you arrive at Earth. And then when you zoom in on Earth, we are just a single speck in a vast amount of things. And do you think this universe really cares about what's going on this planet? Well, I could ask the question, do you care about what's going on in your household right now? And of course you'll say, yes, I do, Gene. You know what, I really care about it. I want to make it the best. But I'm struggling because the world we're living in is so corrupt. It's true. The world is corrupt. And I've been searching for years. And I understand a lot of the mechanisms. But I haven't got them all. So I know about a lot of things which I'm going to remain a grey man on this subject. On those things. Because I don't think it's in your best interest to know what I know. But if you did, I guarantee you now, you would not be where you are right now. You wouldn't. We live in a fluid system, let's call it that. This planet that we live on is fluid. Its dynamics are changing constantly. And we are trying to contain those systems. And yet we are imperishable to do that. We can't do it. Because nature is more powerful than human beings. And we have to get a grip on that. We've got an ego that says, oh, we're the most intelligent species on this planet. Really? Look out your window. Watch the bird make a nest in whatever tree it chooses to do so. Without planning permission, without costs. It just does it. Can you do that? Well then, if you can't, how intelligent are you? If you can't just do something like that, how intelligent are you? What we're doing is laying claim to every little square patch on this planet. It's probably almost owned by somebody somewhere. And if it is, and you try and build your nest on that land, you're a trespasser. I'm not talking about the bird right now, I'm talking about a human being. And yet we class ourselves as intelligent. Well, just take a look at your banknote right now and ask yourself, how honest is that promise to pay the bearer the sum of that banknote? And there will be your answer. Because if that banknote is devaluing, then the promise is no longer being upheld. And you should know something in the West. You can do your own research on this. That there are countries around the world, and I'm talking mainly the BRICS nations, that are scraping up every ounce of gold on this planet. And you know why? It's because it's a real currency. Not like the promise to pay the bearer, which has been a big letdown. They're going to take everything. You have no idea what is coming down the road. The level of corruption has completely disabled the legs on this system, and it is going to collapse. And it's just a matter of time. I can't even put a date on when that will happen, but I'm telling you now, it has gone way beyond the point of acceptance for those with a certain amount of intelligence to recognise what's going on. It's just a matter of time before all the others with lesser intelligence realises that. And then when that happens, then the gauntlet starts. It's just a matter of maybe weeks, days. But I just want to mention something. Listen, Ukraine is firing NATO weapons into Moscow, a capital city of a country that owns a vast amount of nuclear missiles. What do you think will be the outcome if this continues? Nobody's out crying for it to stop. You know, back in the 60s, people was out on the streets, ban the bomb, end the wars, let's have peace. Nobody's doing that right now. They're too occupied with trying to keep the household running. It's a big mistake. Because if you can't look after your community, if you can't look after your city, if you can't look after your country and support it, and you can't make sure that the people that are running your country, your city, are the right people, then you should have no expectancies of the outcomes that will follow after that. Because if you let crooks and criminals run things on large scales, then sure enough, they will set the precedents for the things to fall like dominoes all the way down to the bottom line. Yeah, I'm telling you, you're in big trouble. And just like the Bible said, and I know some people are going to hate me for saying this, but just like the Bible said, you need to refine everything you hear and you see like gold, and purify it, and hold that in your hand. Link down there if you're interested in supporting an observatory. We don't have a lot in our description. We don't have an endless list of shops like the Canadian Prepper, like David Devine, like David Murillo at the Oppenapper Ranch, like Suspicious Observers. If you're really interested in getting behind something solid and real, there's a link down there. All you have to do is support what we do, because we're not selling mugs, t-shirts, fire baskets and park benches. We're not selling, anything. Survival. It's entirely up to you. Link down there in the description. As always, bye for now.